Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to the Cologne podcast. I'm Mike.
He cheated.
Oh, here we go. That's Ryan, by the way, if you're new to the show.
We're just two lovable gentlemen.
Friends.
Yeah.
Not best friends anymore, apparently.
And we give our uneducated opinions on the world of fragrance. Yeah, that's right. We're about to hit the big red button on this stupid machine. And Mike just picks this shit up and what are you doing?
I sniffed the atomizer.
God.
I didn't mean to. We do it all the time. It's just kind of a thing we do. There's so many decants lying around. Every once in a while, we just pick one up and we just sniff it, you know? It was just a habit that happened. I didn't mean to do it, but I did it.
Hopefully he's forgotten what that smelled like.
I'll never forget.
Well, today we're going to be reviewing...
Yeah, let them know, Ryan. What are we reviewing?
Oh, he's putting the ball back in my court on this one. We're reviewing Tom Ford's Vert Encens.
There you go.
Whatever the fuck it's pronounced, I don't know.
That's how we're going to pronounce it, by the way. Vert Encens. I'm sure there's more eloquent ways that people have done it, but hey, we're two Texans out in the middle of nowhere smelling shit, and so we're giving you uneducated opinions. Today, I have a review, Ryan.
Okay.
From a very popular man.
All right.
He's graced the storybooks of time and the silver screen.
Okay.
It's Omar Aladdin.
Oh, all right.
Okay, Omar Aladdin on Fragrantica says, something about this reminded me of Amber Absolute. Tom Ford has the worst incense resinous ingredient. It comes off very sweet and dry fruit-like, dried fig specifically. At least to my nose. Man,
I feel like there may be something to this we may like.
I like fig.
That's what I do too, so we'll see. All right, well, that's going to be a little bit later. We're going to have to give some time here so Mike can, reset his olfactory up there. And
well, I think we're skipping over the biggest, most exciting part about this.
Yeah.
And that is... a friend of the podcast sent us this fragrance.
That's right. Eau De Jonny on Instagram. He reached out to us. He's been a friend of the podcast. He's sadly enough, Johnny, you've listened to us. We're sorry you've wasted so much time on us. But thank you for doing that. And also thank you for sending this to us. He did it promptly. We offered to pay. He was like, nope, I got it. Just want to hear you guys
mess up this name.
Yeah.
So apparently it's discontinued and he wants us to take a sniff on it. And Johnny, I hope we love it because it sounds like you did buy this fragrance. So
yeah,
but there's no guarantee we will. And we promise you we'll be 100% honest.
All right. Speaking of honesty, let's get into our one night stand review of
Kajal's Homme 2.
Hit the music, Todd.
Yeah. One night stand review.
This is a fucking cluster of an episode already.
I love it.
Okay, Ryan, after spending the night with that beautiful copper bottle nestled neatly beneath your chesticle hairs.
Yeah. God damn.
What are you going to do?
Well, I will say this. I really do love the scent. It does smell incredible.
He's about to do the compliment sandwich.
But it was good and loud for like about an hour and a half. And then I felt like it was just like a skin scent. That part's tough to me because it really does smell good.
Yeah.
Like it really, like if I could get 4 hours out of it, of that scent, I'd be fucking
juiced.
Yeah.
Yeah. So what happened is we sprayed it on and it was delicious.
Heavily.
Yeah. We sprayed it on pretty heavily. You heard it.
Yeah.
Just Ryan alone, I think, did 30 sprays. But it died down pretty quick. Now, Ryan and I like to go for a walk around the trail every once in a while.
Yeah.
Pretty much every day.
Yeah.
And so later on, quite a bit later from the podcast, we did go walking and I did kind of smell it kind of pick up whenever the wind was blowing.
Kind of funny enough, I didn't say it yesterday. We went in separate vehicles, but when I got back in my car,
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I can smell it. Maybe it's something I need to wear in heat or something. I don't fucking know.
Yeah, it's kind of like there's a lot of fragrances that have that same, I'm going to mess up here, but I like fragrances that are strong with mandarin orange. They do this same kind of thing. They dip down.
Yeah.
And then occasionally we'll pop back up, but I don't know if it's something that our noses just weren't picking up or if the fragrance actually did dry down really quickly. That was the review. Remember, the guy said, hey, smells great. He considered it a blue fragrance. I completely disagree, but he did say it dips down. Performance is not that great. And that's kind of our experience too. Fantastic fragrance, but it really just wasn't very loud after about an hour.
Yeah. But I mean, I will still say that scent profile is crazy good. I'm being for real. I love the way it smells. I guess before we cut out, we put more on us and we're just like, God, we're like inhaling it, man.
Yeah, it is really enjoyable. So my thought is you should definitely sample it. Yeah. See how it works with your skin chemistry. See what type of longevity you get out of it. It is 100% worth a sample, in my opinion.
Yeah. Maybe our body chemistry. I don't know. But it was good. So there's our one night stand review of Homme 2 by Kajal. And now let's get into our scent of the day.
Compliments of Eau De Jonny, Tom Ford's Vert Encens.
I'll let you get the first hits of that since you were wanting to smell it so bad before we hit the button.
Oh, Lord. Whoa, whoa.
Interesting.
Straight Christmas, man.
Yeah, I can agree with that.
I definitely do get the dried fruit that Aladdin was talking about.
Interesting.
It has almost like that fresh dirt type smell to it as well.
Interesting.
God, how many times? Hey, you guys take shots every time Ryan says interesting.
There's something in this. Okay, we went to the scent room. It's been, what, about a month or two now since the last time we've been?
Yeah.
And shame on us. Somebody has sent us some samples of Elictimus or something like that. Mm-hmm. We haven't gotten around to. If you're listening, sorry. We will.
We are.
But we were at the scent room and they had just recently gotten like a whole display of that shit. Mm-hmm. And there was one of those I picked up and I smell it and it kind of smells like this. This is very, God, this, I feel like I'm going to be doing the same shit I did the other day, talking about something we just talked about, but just yesterday when I'm talking about that Kurt Cobain thing, this kind of has that vibe a little bit. It's like this weird woodsy smoky thing kind of going on.
Yeah, to me, it just smells like a handful of dirt. It smells like a handful of dirt and somebody sprayed like a cherry type air freshener on it.
Man, it smells really good on the skin to me for some reason.
It's not unpleasing. It smells very dirty. It has the same dry type of vibe that... Do you need to take a drink, Ryan?
God, I barely did anything, man.
The whole time, though, you're like...
I was like, that felt like I kept that one under wraps or something.
Oh, my God.
Hold on.
Yeah, go ahead. Okay, are all the children settled down now? Fuck. I don't even know where I was going with this. The dried fruit type vibe that 2.6 Elixir has. It kind of has that same kind of powdery, not powdery, but dry, dusty, fruity.
No, I see where you're going with that. Yeah, I can agree. It definitely has an outdoorsy kind of vibe to it.
Yeah.
And I'm going to tell you, we have really good experience with outdoors because we live in the Piney Woods area. I mean,
yeah, we can walk outside and throw a rock and hit a 100-foot pine tree anyway. Yeah.
And this does kind of have that kind of vibe. So, I mean, some people like that smell as far as like when I've worked in lawn and garden stuff outside type of
For
jobs.
sure.
Come home and I'm thinking I reeking like, oh God, they smell amazing.
Yeah, this goes and leans into a very scent memory sort of a thing.
Exactly.
You know, I feel like Tom Ford maybe does that better than most.
Yeah.
Because each fragrance really does create a sort of like a ambiance to it.
Yeah.
That reminds you of like a specific thing.
Yeah.
Like, oh, this smells like a leather jacket, or this smells like a wet pine tree or something.
This one smells really good. In fact, it's getting sweeter on my skin a little bit, but I don't know. There's like a really eccentric vibe to this.
Yeah, I'm getting like pine tree, dirt, and some sort of fruit.
Man, I don't dislike this for some reason. But I will say this, and not getting into who's wearing it yet, but I don't know if it's for me.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't mind smelling this on somebody. Somebody walked by and I smelled this. I'm like, man, they got a really wild smell going on.
See, I don't know that I want to smell it on someone. I think if I got out somewhere and it smelled like this, I'd be like, oh, it smells good out here.
Oh, that's true too.
Sometimes I feel like this is more of a potpourri and less of an actual fragrance to wear.
Yeah, okay.
Some of the more eccentric type fragrances.
Okay. Then who's wearing it, Mike? Outdoors?
Now, I'm really going to try on this one. He's got an Instagram. I'm picking up a J. Is it Jeremy, Jared, Johnny?
Oh, okay. What was this? You just Nightmare Alley this guy over here?
Yeah, that's right.
You just got done watching that.
I'm crossing over with Jonathan Edwards.
I could see, he's a burly guy in his picture. And I mean that in a compliment. He's a big, burly guy.
Wow, Ryan. Now you're insulting the friends of the podcast.
No, he's a stout.
I'm done. I'm out.
He's a stout-looking young man, and I feel like this would be a vibe for him.
I'm curious what it's going to dry down like, because that kind of dry earth type smell is kind of dipping down on the card.
Man, the skin to me smells really good. I don't really care much for the card, but the skin smells good. Yeah, I'm with you, man.
This is a fall. This is a fall fragrance.
Yes.
I feel like because of that sort of Christmas association I have going on.
Yeah. Well, sadly, this thing is not trending well.
Yeah, you said it was dead as a doornail.
Yeah. But I think it's because it's been discontinued, which is weird because it was released in 2016. So it's really not that old. 8 years old?
Yeah. Well, that's what I was kind of saying. A lot of times, I'm not saying that this will happen with this one, but I know a lot of times with Tom Ford, when they have some on a private blend, occasionally they will discontinue it and then put it in their signature collection or whatever, which is like the typical designer fragrances you see at like a Dillard's or something like that.
So, but this hasn't been done that yet. It's just no longer can be purchased, I'm guessing, unless you find somebody who has it.
I hadn't done a lot of research, but yeah, I can't imagine this one would go into the collections you see. I know that Costa Azura or whatever that one's called, I know that used to be a private blend and now it's, whatever the signature collection or however. So I think sometimes they do that.
Yeah.
But I'm not sure about this one because this is not one of those mass appealing sort of a fragrance,
Well, I do see that Amazon carries it. You can order a bottle of it. I guess new, $218 for 50 ml of that.
218. Wow.
Yeah. And you can get on eBay for about 190 something bucks. I'm assuming somebody's reselling it.
Yes. That is the one complaint I have with Tom Ford because I know they are mass producing these things.
Yeah.
But they treat their private collection they're very proud of it. So compared to yesterday's episode of Homme 2 by Kajal, which is 200 bones for 100 mil, 200 for a 50 mil of this, and it's not really a niche fragrance technically.
Yeah, and the other thing is that, I don't know, man, it's such a eccentric smell. I don't know. I guess in my head, eccentric to me can also be niche, even though I know it's mass produced.
Sure. Yeah.
But it's on the flip of that, and as a negative, it's such an eccentric smell that I don't feel like a lot of people would wear technically.
Yeah, but
that's where like the price is whack to me.
The beauty of it is too that, Johnny, this is if you love this fragrance, that's a great way to create a signature scent because not a lot of people are wearing this.
That's true.
And I don't know your marital status or anything like that, but I could imagine if you were walking around wearing this all the time and people associated that with you, you would create some strong memories within the people you interact with because this is a very unique smell.
I agree. And it is seriously getting pretty good on the skin. Like I could see that part of it. I can see if somebody's on you, you're sitting on the couch, whatever, snuggling, whatever. That is a pretty badass smell. It's manly as fuck to me.
Yeah, it starts off really dusty.
Yeah.
But it is drying down to something that's not as dusty.
I really am starting to like it on the skin. I'm shocked. It's pretty good. So we'll see how it rides out. Okay.
Skip it.
Sample it.
Buy it.
What are you going to do, Mike?
I think it's worth the sample.
Yeah, I agree.
If you've made it this far, over 150 episodes in, you are a fragrance enthusiast. And because of that, I think you need to try stuff like this.
I agree with that.
And it may not work for everybody. You know, we have like over 1 million listeners now, Ryan.
He's lying.
But there may be 5-10 people in the crowd that this does work for.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, it is discontinued, but if it works for you and you want that sort of earthy, evergreen type smell with a little bit of that dried fruit going on, I think that it's worth the sample to try out. I'd like to try it around the holidays.
Yeah.
When people are primed to interact with fragrances like this, or at least smells, I think that wearing it to a Christmas party or something like that would create the vibe.
I agree. And Eau De Jonny, again, thank you for sending this. He gave us a pretty substantial sample, so we can definitely save it for whenever it gets around that time, and we should test it again. We should bust this bad boy out and see what happens.
Yeah, unfortunately, right now, you never know how the weather's going to be because it starts off 38 outside and then it's like 80 degrees by dinner time, you know?
Literally, that's what happened yesterday. We were like, God, it's too cold. We're not going to go walking. And then it jumped up 40-something degrees, and then it dropped down another 30 degrees after that. It was nuts.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh, now you're clearing your throat?
What is going on? So we had these little caramel candies before the podcast. I think maybe that created a little extra soupiness back there in the back of our throats. Sorry, that's disgusting. So what do you think? I said it's a sample. What are you saying?
It's definitely a sample because it's interesting. I agree. There's like an interesting thing going on, and honestly, what it's drawing on my skin, at least for right now, I smell it, and it's definitely. I don't know if we didn't look at it. Shame on us. I don't know if it's supposed to be unisex or not, but
yeah, typically a Tom Ford fragrance, like especially the private blends, are unisex.
I would say this really leans towards it's masculine.
I agree,
and I think I'm 6'2". I think big burly guy work outside, and whoever likes that smell and they love that dirt and tree and all that, they're like, this is it. That shit smells good to them.
Yeah.
But I would say it's sample for sure because it's interesting.
For sure, yeah. It's an experience that I really think that people would enjoy, if not wear, but at least enjoy because they are enthusiastic about fragrances.
Well, there you go. That's our review of Tom Ford's Vert Encens, however you pronounce it. Sorry.
Our insecurity makes us like accentuate the accent. Because we're like, we can't just say it normally. We feel dumb. We'll just goofy it up.
Oh, I was just like, I'll just read it however. Mike was literally looking at Sebastian's YouTube channel and Robes08. He's like, how do they pronounce it?
Well, yeah, I mean, I'm interacting with something I've never experienced before, Ryan, and that's another language other than American.
All right. Well, we hope you loved today's episode. And if you want to hear more, make sure to hit whatever follow button is there on your streaming platform.
Yeah, definitely do that. And if we could ask you, please consider giving us a 5-star review. That helps the podcast grow.
Yes. Thank you.
And until next time, spray it up, y'all.